Hey everybody, welcome back to Darvanalee Designs Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reed and today we are here to do a stitch with me. We're working on Country Cottage Needleworks Snow Village. We are up to the Iced Coffee Cafe, so let's get started. Good morning or good evening everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me while I do a little bit of stitching today. I encourage you to go and grab your stitching, grab yourself a cuppa, come back, sit down, relax and get some stitches in, even if it is only for the length of this video. Please do let me know in the comments down below what you are stitching on, what your beverage of choice was, and also don't forget while you're there, give this video a like, and if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe, and then that way you're not going to miss out on any of the future uploads. All right, so as I said, I am working on Country Cottage Needleworks. We are working on Iced Coffee Cafe. It's a new start because I finished the other one. So basically, for those that are new here, this is what I'm working on. This is what it looks like in its entirety. I am actually doing this as one piece and I'm going to turn them into cushions. I have several others. I've got Farmhouse Christmas, I've got Jack Frost Tree Farm, I think it's called. I've got Glitter Village, and there's a couple other ones that I'm looking at, but I don't think, I don't have them, excuse me. I don't have them yet, so I don't know whether I'll buy them or not. But if I do, I will turn them into cushions because it's easier to store a cushion than it is to store 11 ornaments. Some of my favourite ones, like I might end up doing the Snow Village one again as an ornament, like what they call flat fold and whatnot. But yeah, anyway. That's what it's going to look like. As I said, I finished off the snow cone cart, sorry, and now we're starting on the cafe. So these go pretty quick if I can get time to stitch them. And as you can see, I have loaded this in. I'm using a different hoop today, so I've got it loaded in, and there should be enough room here for me because this is the center bit, so I shouldn't have to move the hoop for a bit. Because there's enough room in here for me to do it. Now, in saying that, I probably will have to pull it out a bit because I've moved it too far across, and I've just managed to get the furthest stitch in next to it, so that was a bit tricky. So basically today we are just going to work with white. I have pretty much this row goes all the way across, so I'm just going to basically go all the way across and do a half leg and then come back the other way. I'm still just touching the frame, but I can get the needle under there, so that's okay. And all the rest of it. And you might it may sound a little bit echoey because I'm actually at my daughter's house right now. I'm looking after little M for 3 weeks. They have gone over to WA. She's gone over there for work, and yeah, so I'm here taking Mia to and from school, and yeah, that's fun. That's different. Driving in traffic, haven't done that for a while. But first thing in the morning, had to leave here pretty early too because the school's 20 kilometres away because she's not sure whether this will be a long-term lease or not, so she doesn't want to move her schools, and the school's okay with that, so apparently. So it's only a temporary thing. So basically, if they manage to get a 3 or 4 year lease, which is what they're trying to get, they've got a 12-month at the moment, but they can't have that option for another 12 months. So once the 12 months is up and they can sign a lease for 3 or 4 years, then basically they'll transfer schools then. And her school that she's going to now are okay with that because they agree her moving schools is just, this is her 3rd year at this school. So, because she had prep, then she had 1st, 2nd, and now she's in 3rd. So this is her, she's gone into her 3rd year at this school. So, they know her there, and they feel because she's struggling a little bit in school, they feel it's better that they don't move her and all that sort of stuff. So I think that there was a discussion with the Department of Education as well. Yeah. But let me just count. 1, I just want to do a full cross where I've got it marked on the grid, because otherwise I will lose my spot. And I was thinking, like, yeah, I do one at a time and I get that little mini finish, but then I'm thinking maybe I should do both of them at the same time, and then I thought better of it. So yeah, so anyway, I drove her off to school, and she was happy. She's got before and after school care, so we've just kept keeping her in the routine of you know, to and from school at the same time, so she doesn't get out of that, so it doesn't make it harder for my daughter when she gets back from WA. And so yeah, so basically it was really good because she had to go over to WA because she's a birthing coach with her best friend, but she's also able to work while she's over there, which is great. So she's going to get out and do some work. She's not working today, but as of tomorrow she'll get out and work and get a lot of, still be able to earn income. That's the beauty of her job. So sorry, I just want to keep counting because you know what I'm like. I'll make a mistake. I can count by threes, so that's a good thing, right? So yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. I brought all my stuff with me so I can still put videos up and all that sort of stuff. Luckily for me as well, my job's quite portable, as it turns out. I'm still able to do everything I want to do for the channels and stuff like that. I am a little bit limited for room, so it's sort of, yeah, and it's very hot here. Like, I thought my place was hot. I love the dry heat. That's all I'm going to say, is I love my dry heat. I do not rate this humidity at all. I feel like the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm melting. So yeah, so I'm going to catch up with some friends on the weekends and that, because they work during the week. So I'm just going to be doing what I can get done during the week, and then get the videos up as they go up, and work on Patreon stuff and all the things that I normally do at home I'm going to do here. But I'm going to go and catch up with friends on the weekends and, you know, do some stuff. Yeah, take Mia out. We've got our go-karts as well, so we can go out and do the stuff. So we can catch a train. I don't have to take my car, which I don't want to. So yeah, and we'll probably catch up with Savannah as well while we're here. So at this point, I am here for 3 weeks. Her friend is at 38 weeks. So with any luck, that will all go to plan. And yeah, and she'll be back home, and then I'll be back home before I know it. All right, let me just mark off some stuff. Before I lose my spot and go too far. Because if you've been around for a while, you know that's very possible for me. All right. I'm so excited that we're on the last row of these houses. Of this chart. It means that Farmhouse Christmas will be the next one that goes in, which is great. And I got these frames as well, which make it easier. It keeps the tension on them and all that sort of stuff to transport. So, and they're made from a very durable plastic as well. They're quite strong, and they sit in my frame really well. I was quite surprised, to be honest. Quite surprised. So basically Mia, as I said, has before and after school care, and because I said to her, I'll just come and get you at 3 o'clock, and she's like, no. And I'm like, you sure? She's like, I said, all right, how about I leave home at 4 o'clock and I'll get to here about 4:30. And she's like, yeah, that sounds good. 1, 2, 3. So she's happy with that. So that's what we're going to do, which means that I have a really good work day as well. So I get all the things that I need to get done, and I don't have to worry about anybody being quiet or anything, because there's no one here but me. during the day, which is great. Because obviously Jane's not here and me is at school, so it's great. There's no one here. I've put the washing on, I've shut the door, I'm doing all the things. I've done some filming for BookTube. This morning, wrapped up a book and all that sort of stuff. I've got to film this and then head off down to the post office and get some stuff into the post. And then I've got to come back and do some editing and, yeah, do some stuff for BookTube as well. And if you're wondering what my BookTube is, it's called Dusty Book Sniffers. And if you're into books and all things books and community and talking books with other people and meeting fabulous people, come on over. It's a great place. It's absolutely awesome. We have a lot of fun over there. Talking about books and the crazy things that we read and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. So it is coming up to the Women's Prize for Fiction. Today is the 27th. The day I'm filming this is the 27th. So on the 5th, I think it's next week. So it'll be the 6th for us, like at 4 o'clock in the morning or something. Is it 4 o'clock in the morning? I can't remember. But anyway, I'm just trying to think to last year. I think it's really early hours of the morning that... or it might be around midnight or something. I'll have to look up what time it is, because they have a premiere set usually this week. So the Women's Prize for Fiction is coming out, and it's like, yes. So I'm doing my predictions of what I think will be on the long list, which is really a stab in the dark. So I've got to work on that today as well. I've got it down to 25. I've got to get it down to 16. So I'm just doing a little bit more research on some of the books that I think will make it. Like, just purely from vibe and synopsis and all that sort of stuff, I've got pretty much a solid 22. So yeah, and I'm thinking that I might have the 16, but these ones were the tough ones to pull out, because I think that they're going to do like a bit of a wild card sort of thing. So yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of research for that. So that's pretty much, once I've done all the things that I need to do, this afternoon for a couple of hours, I'll be doing some research, and tomorrow afternoon as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got to count them or I'm going to mess it up. Because we know Nicole does that all the time. All right. And now we've got that one little square, and that has all right. I just had to count that to make sure that I had that right. So yeah, it's a little bit of research and all the rest. I'm actually looking forward to doing it, because it's not going to take long to do. It's just basically get my final thoughts. Just read the couple of synopsises again and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's going to be fun to do, and I've never done it before, so it's going to be interesting to see. And that will be going up this week. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see that. And yeah, I've had a really good reading month actually. This month, I shudder to think how many I've read, because I've been doing a readathon. So yeah, we all know how that goes. I read crazy, like a crazy woman. But oh, actually, okay. Oh, sorry, I bumped the camera then. I'm just trying to, so I don't have to do too much counting in the next one. Just going to put some oh no, I'll just do one row at a time. I'll end up messing it up, I think, otherwise. So yeah, oh, this heat, like, I'm like, oh my God, how do people live down here? Because I have dry heat, so at home, so it makes it's yeah, it's like, oh my God, I'm melting. And of course, there's no aircon in this house. Apparently there's only aircon in the master bedroom, which is Donald Jane's room, and I'm not going to go into there. But I've got a fan right over my bed, so that's been keeping me cool at night. And that's the one thing too, like I've got a massive window as well, so I can open up that at night and let some fresh air in, which is great. And I must admit, I haven't been waking up stuffy at all, so I'm thinking that I might actually rethink where I'm going to put the library at home and go over into Savannah's room, because my room doesn't actually have a window in it. So I'm thinking, like, it's got French doors, but that goes out onto my studio, and I've got stuff in front of them, so I can't actually open them. So I either have to rethink my rethink my library and also my videos, because I was going to be filming in the library with the natural light, and I was going to have natural plants in there and all that sort of stuff because of the light that is in Savannah's room. So yeah, I'm just like, now what do I do? I think for the most part I'm probably going to stay the course and stay in Savannah's room, because I really like to have some plants and stuff in the library. But you know how it is, the great, you know, plans always can change and whatnot. So and I can't put as far as I'm aware of what I've been told, the wall that which I don't understand why, but maybe just because of the way it was built, I can't put a window in there. So I'm assuming it might have something to do probably with the power board, that like the house power board's on that side of the house too, and I think that is right on that wall, right in the middle of it. So I think that is possibly why. And I'd say that the wall is probably a little bit different than the other walls on the same side of the house that have windows in it. So yeah, I don't know, I'll play it by ear though. I mean, the library was supposed to get done over Christmas and it didn't get done. Savannah wasn't up to doing it. She was helping Brendan over at the yard and she just didn't want to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm sort of got to the point now where like I've got all the paint and everything that I need for it. So it sort of just needs to get done now. So we'll see how we go. She did say at Easter time she's got a few days off, so she was going to come up for Easter, because I don't think she has a break until the middle of the year, but I think she gets like the standard public holidays off, maybe a week off or something. I can't remember what she said, but whatever it is, she did say that she was going to come up and we were going to do it. So hopefully she'll stick to that, because I can't do it on my own. I need help to do it, because it's like the ceilings are really high and I'm not great with heights, so I need her to get up and scrape stuff. She's fine with heights. She used to climb and all that. So I used to do the same thing when I was younger, but I think after you have kids you get this like little fear factor that happens in your brain, and you're just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never been great with heights anyway, but like they've not been my favorite thing, which I find really odd because they go on roller coasters and whatnot. But I can assure you that first, you know, when it climbs up, that just makes me feel, that is probably the worst part. That's what makes me feel sick. I'm a weirdo, I know. This is where it gets tricky because I've got that little bar underneath. I can get there. It's just got to remember that I've got to come in on an angle. Which I don't know why I went this close, but it is what it is, right? All right, let me see. But yeah, so everything is just so slow going because I need help with the stuff that I've got to do, and everybody's so busy. It does not help, I can assure you. But we're getting there, and I'm really tired because I'm not sleeping in my own bed You probably can hear it in my voice. And it's been a lot because I've had to, I mean, next week I'll be fine. I'll acclimatise to the climate and I'll be fine because I lived down here before. Like, it's not as if I haven't been to the coast or anything like that. And, yeah, so I'm near Manly, in Brisbane. So, it's quite humid here because it's not too far from water, and we're going to go and check that out on the weekend because I said to her, like, we'll probably, apparently it's an hour's walk to there, but 10 minutes by car from where we are. So we'll probably drive down there on Saturday morning after the live stream because she knows I said to her, I've got a live stream. She goes, yeah, that's cool, I'll just watch cartoons. So she must just like lounging around on the weekend. So if that's all she wants to do, I'm happy for her to do that. But I'd also like to go down to the water with her so she can have a swim and stuff like that. Just depends. If it's like in the 30s, probably not. We'll probably go down in the afternoon. But if it's like in the high 20s, mid 20s or whatever, which is what I think that they were forecasting for the weekend, I'll go down with her and we can sit down there, and I won't take my stitching or anything. I'll just, focus on her and take some pictures and send them to her mum, and 'cause she likes to do that. I'm like, okay, we'll take some pictures. I'm so excited that I've got this, like I'm down onto the last row with this. It's just, yeah, it's been here for a while. And the last couple of weeks I haven't done any stitching because I've sort of been preparing to come down here, making sure that I had all my ducks in a row because there was stuff I had to get done before I left and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it's been a bit tricky to get stitching done. And to be honest, 3, 6, 7. To be honest, Brendan introduced me to a TV show that... yeah, I went down the rabbit hole of that, and it's not a show that you can do stitching with because it's called Timeless, and basically they're in time machines, and there's one time machine that was stolen because they had the prototype, which they call the lifeboat, and then they have the mothership, and the mothership was stolen in the first episode, and the first episode they went to the Hindenburg, the landing of the Hindenburg. And so it's got all this like history stuff that you'd recognize and know, and all that. It is very Americanized, because it was made in America. And so I fell down the rabbit hole of that. It's been great. So we've got one ship that has been stolen, and that person, there's a secret society that he's trying to get rid of because his wife and children were murdered by this secret society. And so he stole a pilot and the mothership, which was the latest version of the time machine. And so he stole that, and they took off and went into history. And then so this history professor, a reluctant pilot, and a Delta Force soldier are then recruited by Homeland Security to go in what they call the lifeboat, which is the first time machine that they've done. And so, sorry, my glasses are just slipping down my face because of sweat. So not used to this. And so, yeah, so they go chasing Flynn, who's the bad guy that stole the first one, and they go and chase him all over history while he's trying to wipe out this secret society called Rittenhouse. And it's getting really good, really good. But if you do go and watch it on my recommendation, it's on Prime Video, just know that it was cancelled after 2 seasons. And I believe there is 20, I think there's 32, because I'm pretty sure Brendan said there was 16 episodes in each one. But I read the other day that there was only 10 in the second one. So, yeah. So just be aware that that is the case. So if you do start it, it is an incomplete series, but still worth watching because it's such a fun ride and whatnot. And in one episode, I don't know which episode it was, but in one of the episodes, they've gone back to like something's happened, and they've ended up in I think it was the 1930s. anyway, whenever Al Capone was supposed to go to jail for tax evasion, right? They've ended up in there, but they're in, it must have been the 1920s because they've ended up there in 1960s gear. She's in 1960s gear, so is the pilot, and the Delta Force dude is still in his like 2000s clothing with button-up flies and stuff. And just like the looks that people give them, they've done it really well. Like it's been I've been having fun watching it. It's been great. And I haven't watched a lot of TV where I don't stitch at the same time. But, you know, I sit there and look at my stitching going, I really should be stitching something, and then fall back into the TV show. Then I'll, you know, get up a drink, sit down, and because my stitching is right there, I should be stitching something. But it's not a show that you can do stitching with because you sort of got to pay attention to what's happening. So, yeah. Sorry, I just yawned there. My apologies. I'm very tired. I am definitely going to be having a nap today. You know what it's like, yeah, away from home, and it didn't help that I sat up last night reading as well, because I'm reading a new release that's coming out this week, and I've got to get it finished to review it. I think I've got 150 pages left to do, so I've got to do some of that today as well. I mean, it doesn't have, I've got until the 29th, so I've got 2 days to read it. If I read it an hour each day, I'll get those 100 pages done. Oh, sorry. I'm in a different setup, so I keep bumping the camera. I do apologise for that. Oh, here comes the garbage truck. I'll have to pause in a second. He's very noisy, this garbage truck. And it's so weird having all these cars parked on the road and trying to navigate. It's like so weird. I'm so out of my comfort zone. Okay, the garbage truck is gone. So as I was saying, I'm absolutely loving this show. And then there was a show I started watching ages ago. And there was only it was coming out weekly on Prime. I'm pretty sure it was on Prime Video when I started watching it. And when I say ages ago, I'm talking like 5-6 years ago. Me was a baby. And there was only 1 season on there at that time. Apparently now there's 4 on there, and that's Continuum. Which is another time travel one. So I'm thinking that I might revisit that first season. I won't necessarily have to watch that as hard, but I might be able to do some stitching in that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The new magazine came out too last week. I forgot to tell you at the beginning that it is out. So you can find that over on our Patreon. You can purchase it from our Patreon shop. Or you can sign up to Patreon on the lowest tier, and that will automatically go into your Patreon inbox. And yeah, you can get that. And we have 8 magazines coming out this year as well, so we're on track to get those out. 9. It's so weird, like even like hearing little kids' voices and stuff. Like I'm not used to that because we don't have any little kids living around our house anymore. And it's quite interesting how quick your ear gets out of tune for that noise. You know, like you tune into, you know, those noises are always there. And then so I'm here and I'm like, oh, what's that noise? What's this noise? And it's like so weird. I haven't felt that way in a long time. So yeah. It's just, yeah. I'll be fine in a couple of days because as I said, I'll get used to it and whatnot. I brought projects to work on for Patreon, and I've brought bits and pieces that I need to finish for QuiltTube, which is coming this Friday. So keep an eye out for that. On Friday, you'll get the first episode, which is like a bit parade of my high priority quilts that I want to get finished. So you'll have to check that out. That comes. Of course, Patreon gets that earlier than everybody else. They got that last week. So if you would like to get it earlier, you know where to head over to that lowest tier of Patreon. That's where that will happen. So yeah, get over there and check it out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The yawning. What is with the yawning? It's just... Dear me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't yawn. I'm all sleepy. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for the quilt tube side of things, because it means that I will be definitely getting stuff done. Obviously, it is, at the moment, it's just going to be the whips. So basically, it's Finish It Friday, quilt tube, or quilt tube Finish It Friday. I don't know which way I'm going to jump with that, but I think that that's what it's going to be. So if you've been around for a while, you already know about my Finish It Friday series I did when I first started the channel. I think it was a year into the channel I started doing live streams, and I was doing a Finish It Friday because I had tubs of step throughs and market stuff that hadn't been made when I stopped and all that sort of stuff. So I did it as a Finish It Friday. This time I'm doing it with quilts. So, I mean, I'll continue on with Quilt Tube as long as I'm doing the quilts, but I've got a ton of projects that I really want to do, and I keep looking at them, but I don't want to start them because I've got these other ones. So I've got you'll see all of them on Friday. So make sure that you're subscribed and you've hit to all notifications, then that way you should get a notification. And of course, our lovely moderator, Chrissy, shares all the videos over to the Facebook group as well. So if you miss it here, she'll share it there and you can come over, and that'll give you a bit of a memory jolt. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to just doing a nice relaxed, sort of like my floss tube, you know, just a relaxed atmosphere with the quilting. Like, you can't show, like, I don't have the space to like have the quilts hanging up or anything like that. So that makes it a little bit hard, but I can show you what I've done, and you know, I might be when I finish a quilt though, I'll take it outside and take some footage, which I've done that before when we've finished a quilt and all that sort of stuff. So once they're finished and everything, I'll definitely, you know, insert pictures into the videos and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be very similar to a floss tube sort of scenario. And that's what we're going to do. See, noises. I'm not used to cans dropping and stuff, like, because the houses are right next door. You think I'd be okay with it, but apparently not, with all the noise that my other neighbours made. But you'd never heard, like, voices. You heard, like, thumping music, but not actual people just standing there talking. So, like, I know that the neighbours can hear me prattling on right now because that's how close they are. And it's just like, it's so weird. So weird. I don't know how I'd go living down here. I'm such a noisy bugger in comparison. Although I can hear clearly the conversations they're having next door with the kids and whatnot. And I'm like, interesting. So it's just very weird, So yeah, I'm looking forward to, anyway, back to the quilt tube. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I think what I'm most excited about is the fact that I'm going to be able to get stuff done. Like one of my Patreons, Jenny, asked me, you know, where's Down in the Garden? That one is going to be a long-term project. That's going to probably make appearances on Sew Stitching Saturday and things like that, because the simple fact is that it is such a huge project and there's a lot of embroidery and stuff in it. But I have not pulled that out. I've just pulled out my priority ones, which are quilts that are should have the tagline on it, Nicole, what were you thinking? Why is this not finished? So yeah, so I have that. And so basically, they're the quilts that I've got there. And I explain all the reasons, especially for one of them, explain the reasons why, which I'm going to put Mia to use over the weekend on Sunday when we're winding up for the weekend. I'm going to sit her down with my foundation paper piecing and I'm like, here you go, make some confetti. So she'll like to do that. She also asked me if I can teach her to sew. So there's a Spotlight not too far from here. So we're gonna head over to Spotlight. I'm gonna go and grab some, I think I'm gonna grab some charm packs because I think she'll work better with a charm pack, and she can make herself a little quilts. She's probably a year behind my girls. They were about 5 when they made their first quilt. So I think and I believe she's got a sewing machine. So I don't think it's here. I think that's still in storage. But if I can get her started, at least I can, you know, help her out and all that sort of stuff. So, and, you know, like I've still got Dharma Jane's sewing box and sewing machine and her quilt that she made all on her own and quilted as well at home. I've held on to them. I actually told her a bit of a white lie and said that I didn't have them. I didn't get them from when we got Mia. I didn't pick them up. I told her that because I didn't want to give them to her because she would have demanded them, and I know I would have had no choice to give them to her. So I opted to leave that. She goes, "Oh, did you grab anything else?" I said no. That, but I did grab. I grabbed that quilt. I grabbed her sewing box. I grabbed her sewing machine. And yeah, and obviously I took all of Mia's stuff that she needed to have and all that sort of stuff. That was the main priority. But yeah, so I have them there. She doesn't know yet, but this is like, I just want to make sure that she's settled, that she's not going to lose them, because if they're gone, they're gone. So once I know that she's settled and, you know, nothing's going to go awry, then I'll bring them down to her. The Janome sewing machine is actually my sewing machine, so I'll probably leave that up there, because Mia can sew on that when she comes to visit, because all my girls have sewn on that. They've all learned how to sew on that, so I'd like to leave that there. It's also my backup one for patchworking, so I can just I can set that up and just do patchworking in it, which when I get back, I have my first room that I'm doing is because I talked about this in a Wool Felt Rambles and whatnot. My mental health hasn't been in the great place of late, and you'll hear about that a bit later in the Wool Felt Rambles when that gets released. So basically, when I get back, because I've moved all this stuff out that I've brought with me, which is a table and all that sort of stuff, I am actually going to do a real big deep clean in that section where I normally sit, and I'm going to set my sewing machines up into little stations, because I've got one spot where I can actually sit 2 without a problem. I'm just going to put this up here, so because I'm running out of thread there. Yeah, so excuse me, I'll be able to put 2 machines up, one that I'll use for bags and bags only. I'll set the Janome up so when Mia comes to visit, she can sew as well, because it's about time that she learnt to sew. So so I think if I get that all set up, that will help her to know that this is where you sew. You don't sew anywhere else in the house. Short of that, I can get Savannah's sewing machine, which I think she actually took. She's got a little Singer. I can't even remember the model of it. 3340, I think it is. Yeah, 3340, I think it is, from memory. It's been a long time since I've had to think about those. And so yeah, so basically, I'm getting my other machine fixed. I didn't end up. I was supposed to take it up at the end of the year, but Greg was away, so I didn't want it to be taking up room in someone's shop. So, I'm just going to take it up to the shop, and they can do it up there and get that fixed. So I can, and I'm going to get my other one fixed as well, my big one. So that's what the mission is this year, to get all my quilts to finish, get my machines all set up and ready to go. Because a lot of time when I'm filming and stuff like that, I do that standing up. So I can actually have a sewing machine set up on my cutting mat, which is fine, and I'm happy to do that. but I do get quite frustrated with it at times as well. So I think if I just move some stuff around, I'll be fine. Now, let me just mark off where I'm at. And I think, because the next lot I have to really count. So I want to do that without actually filming and talking, because I'll end up making a mistake. But I'm going to leave it there today. A little bit skittish of a floss tube, of a stitch with me, but it's like that when we first start, because I'm sort of concentrating. But we've got our first section done, and by all means accounts I could probably do the other house across this way, but I'm just going to do one at a time, I think, and I will readjust this so to just give me a little bit more room over here, because I've got things that I've got to do on the house. Like I've got to come over quite close. I should be right, but that bar is just there. So I think I'll just move it across a little bit and center it a little bit more, because I can see that because it's going to be as wide as that with the two houses, because they fit under this one here. So that's where the second house will finish. And this is where the first house started. It comes in a little bit and I'll be fine, but I'd rather not fight with it. So what I'm going to do is, once I stop filming and I've done all the things I need to do before I come on next, I'll move it across. But I'll do some mapping out, so next time I come in, it'll just be doing the crosses, and then they'll be done. So yeah, so we'll make a lot quicker progress going through, because as you know, with the mapping out, we seem to get further along, and you'll see the progress of the mapping out in my floss tube. So as I said before, if you are interested in anything that I'm doing, you need to really hit the subscribe button to all notifications, and then that way you're not going to miss out on any future uploads. This week I also have, as I said, I've got the quilt tube going up on Friday for Finish It Friday. We will be doing our live stream on Saturday. As normal, I've got to set those schedules. That's what I'm going to be doing today, doing some scheduling and stuff like that. And we also will have a diamond painting going up this week. So I'm still working on my Christmas one, but I'd like to get, my arm's not getting any better, and I need to get that done because it's half done. And the longer I leave it sit, the more stuff, dust and stuff will get on it and it'll become less tacky. So I'm going to do some of that this week as well. So you'll probably see a couple of diamond painting videos coming in the next couple of weeks while I'm down here. And of course you'll see Stitch With Me's and all that. And tutorials probably aren't going to be as happening as much, because I am away. I don't have everything here. So yeah, there's that. So but yeah, we will have videos definitely coming out. So as I said, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you set it to all notifications. Come over and join our Facebook group if you're interested in getting extra content and whatnot, such as Block of the Month, bags, project bag, club, all that sort of stuff. Head on over to our Patreon, check out all the information there. Just be aware that there is some reshuffling happening on that. So if you've got any questions, shoot me a message and I'll happily answer that, because I haven't done the reshuffling yet and whatnot. So it'll just depend. I may just end up leaving it as it is. I don't know. We'll see how we go. I was just going to combine it down so we only had 3 levels, but we'll see how we go. As for vlogging and stuff like that, I haven't really done much of that. So I'll probably get some of that behind the scenes stuff with Mia and whatnot. I spoke to my mum before she left. She said that's fine. If it's on Patreon, that's fine. And I said to her, but I will be sharing it over to the channel. She goes, that's fine. She goes, it's sewing ladies. So there won't be a lot of Mia in there or anything like that, but we'll be out and about doing stuff. I'm thinking that I might go to the to the museum with her and stuff like that on the weekends. Maybe meet up with Savannah, go down to South Bank and all that sort of stuff. Train's not too far from here, so that's also good. Anyway, as I said, I'm going to get on with the rest of my day so I can get this video up to you. I hope you're having a fabulous day wherever you are, and thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.